Hi guys, Mr. Escue here. We're going to talk about conversions today. Now in your textbook, conversions also has a section entitled Dimensional Analysis. These are synonymous terms, and you can find that section on page 28 in your textbook as we talk about conversions. You're going to hear me say this 1,000 times throughout the course of the year, but anytime you do a conversion, you multiply by a ratio. For example, if you wanted to change 17 quarters into dollars, how would you go about that? Well, it's pretty much straightforward, and this is the way. You see, we already know something about dollars and quarters. We know that for every $1, there are 4 quarters. This is what we call a conversion factor. You have to have some kind of an equivalent or an equal statement. So if we had 17 quarters and we want to change it to dollars, this is what you have to do. You're going to multiply by a ratio. And then you go and you put what you want to cancel out. In algebra class, we learned that if you have something up top, we can cancel out something on the bottom. And keep in mind that all whole numbers can be understood to be over 1. So this gives us a fraction on both the left and right side. So we want to get rid of quarters, so we're going to put them down here. Okay, I'm running out of room, but we know what's there. And we want to find dollars, so we're going to put our dollars up here. Now notice, guys, I have not used any numbers whatsoever in my ratio. I'm using units. Now you want to do this, and this is a simple example, but you want to stay consistent with that. And the glory of this is, look what happens to my quarters. They go away. They cancel out, and I'm left with the units that I want. I wanted to change my quarters into dollars. Now, from up above, I'm going to pick out my, let me just use the white. I'm going to pick out the numbers that I need. What number's in front of dollar? Well, it's the number 1. What number's in front of quarters? See it right here? That's the number 4. And it becomes a 1 to 4 ratio. This is what we're looking over here at the white numbers. 1 and 4. So now you just do the math. And if you remember from our fractions, when we multiply a fraction, you do everything up top, you do everything on the bottom, then you divide the bottom into the top. So in this case, what we have here is, let me get a color here. We have 17 times 1, which of course is 17. Then we have 1 times 4, which is 4. And then when we do the math, it simply comes out to 4.25. And remember, no units, no credit, the way we put the units on a dollar is like that, or you could literally write dollar right here. Either one would be acceptable. So this is our first example of a conversion. Now guys, let's do a conversion using the metric system. Say for example that we had 9.52 kilometers equals how many meters? That would be, I don't know, from here to maybe over to Guyan Valley Middle School, something like that. So let's figure it out. First thing we're going to do is that we're going to put down what we have. We're going to multiply by a ratio. We're going to get rid of the units that we don't want. So we're going to put that down at the bottom, and we're going to put the units that we want. Now, when I pull in our numbers, we're going to take, for example, kilometers and meters. We have to have some kind of conversion factor. And I know something about that. We know that for every 1, that's not a good one, for every 1 kilometer, there are 1,000 meters. So our numbers become, straight from that, for every 1 of these, 1 goes beside kilometer, there are 1,000 of these. So we're going to put 1,000 here. So the math becomes, and remember this is over 1, and if you notice, everything neatly cancels out right here, and we're left with the units that we want. So 9.25 times 1,000 would be 9,520, and then 1 times 1 is 1. So our final answer, of course, is 5,000 or 9,520, and our units again right here, meters. All right, that's your first example of a metric unit conversion.